Hey,
Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. Welcome to Halloween. Welcome to Cleo and to Colleen.
hi.
And welcome to Kitchen Table Issues.
Yes.
Hey guys. Oh, I
And I
didn't
just
turn
now
on.
noticed, Colleen, you're a kitty.
Yes, I'm
Yes. Yeah. She's a cute kitty, a friendly kitty, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I did a show earlier with Val, and at that time, I was dressed up as Cruella Deville. So there was lots of black and white hair and blah 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 blah. And as I sat here, kind of waiting for things to get started, my cat, the male Dexter, came running in, jumped up on my bed, and went to go get himself comfortable. And he turned around and he looked at me, and the look on his face, and he shot out the door.
Wow. Wow.
All righty. Yeah, fear
That's
factor
brilliant.
achieved.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was good. Thank you guys for joining us. I want to say special hello to Charlene Pepmuller, who is a new member, and
Nice.
welcome Charlene. I hope that you enjoy the tribe. And also wanted to say hello to Book. Hello, Book. We've got Patricia Franzino, Kathleen Bourgeois, Jamie Sheridan, Mimi Nee, Barbara Nesper, Denise Fletcher, H. Erison, Linda Coyote Rosenbaum. Hello, Level Up Lady, and Mimi Nee. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm the Queen of Hearts, but certainly a queen of something. I think this is supposed to be a little bit of a evil queen, but hey, it works for me. It works for me. Roseanne Giannotti, Joan Baker, Connie B. Welcome. Alana Davis. So, business end of things out of the way. Don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe. I have both Cleo and Colleen's information in the description of the video. So please go down, click on the links, go to Cleo the Seer or the Cool Crone, and subscribe to their channels. And hit the notification button so that you know when they're doing things, because they've got some great things coming up. And not to mention, they're fabulous readers. So there's that. So
thank you.
You're very welcome. So what have you got happening on your channel, Cleo? Anything you want to highlight?
Well, I'm about 40 or 50 away from 1,000. So I need people to subscribe to my channel. I got to get to that sweet spot of 1,000.
Yes.
And besides that, the only thing I've got going on is tomorrow we've got polyterology. And then on Monday, I think I have caffeinated and unfiltered. I'm not sure, but I think that I'm not going to be able to do that because I got some other stuff coming up on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we've got the election. So I am just on the edge of my seat to get to Tuesday.
I know.
So that's about what I got going on right now.
Oh, perfect. And how about you, Colleen?
Well, as you know, it's been challenging for me to keep track of my regular schedule. I'm still a little discombobulated with it all, but I think I got through everything today that I was supposed to do. And yes, we have polyterology on Friday, which I'm really looking forward to because it's right before the election. Yes. And of course, my coven is celebrating Samhain this Saturday, so we're doing our little get together then. Caffeinated and unfiltered, yeah, it is scheduled for Monday, but I guess Cleo won't be there. And I'm getting a massage on Wednesday, so
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you know what? I think mine is scheduled for the 7th. And yeah, my masseuse has been on holidays for a little while, so I missed the month of October, and I really feel it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's one of those things that I honestly, I do once a month without fail. That's first on my list of things to do because self care is so important.
Yeah, it is really important.
Yeah, and it's not a selfish act. It's I'm better for it. Yeah. So yes, looking forward to the election. I think it's going to be a little wild. Excuse me, over the next couple days. Because we're going to get more and more information, more and more disinformation that's going to come out. Yeah, one of the last things that I heard, and I think it was Val who mentioned it, that some of the stations that are talking about the polls are saying that Trump is, oh my God, he's 30 points ahead. Yeah, no.
Not true. Not true.
Yeah, just
well,
no.
There is an awful lot of disinformation, particularly from Tuesday to Tuesday. I mean, it's it's been this way throughout, but right now there's so much stuff coming in from, well, dare I say, Russia, and anybody that can infiltrate that way, along with Iran and some other countries, but also just within the Republican Party. Because they keep thinking that if they promote that there's, that Trump is winning, that he's high in the polls and all that stuff, that they're going to use that when it doesn't work out in his favor, when the voting goes a little bit south, and all of a sudden Kamala ends up with all the votes and the Electoral College, they are going to flip out because they're saying, how could that be? Look, I was so good. I did so good in the polls. I did this and that. Plus, they're doing everything they can to rig the election so that they can say somebody else rigged it. So you're going to be seeing a lot of goofy stuff that way. But in the end, we know that Kamala is doing very, very well. She's gotten some new backers, so she's even got more money coming in for that.
So much.
And she is just, she's just, I don't know where she's getting the energy. I mean, she is just going all over the country and doing little rallies and get-togethers and stuff.
Not so little. So, where's my microphone? Not so little. That thing that she did on the ellipse. 75,000 people.
Yes.
And then I have to point out that the night before at Madison Square Garden, Trump had what? Less than 20,000, 19,500, because that's the max that Madison Square Garden can hold. So,
Well, his Madison Square Garden appearance ends up being an absolute disaster.
Just a shit show. Yeah.
And they're trying to say it's not that way. And I know that President Biden made some comment about it started with the Puerto Rican garbage island or whatever the hell the Republicans are talking about. And he didn't like that. And he came back and said something else that they're twisted around. So now they're focusing on something so stupid. That's what somebody said about something, instead of getting back to, if you watch anything that Kamala is doing, she's talking about what the policies and the things that she wants to enforce and help us with. However, I see where, where on CNN, they just stopped their whole thing and went around and started fact checking. And she said that Trump wants to add a 20% sales tax, which is actually the tariff thing. And I've always heard until now that it was actually more than 20%. And so CNN fact checked that, and they kept saying it is not a sales tax. And I'm thinking, but is it 20% or more? And they wouldn't go into that, because the point being, regardless of what you call it, they want to do a tax thing that leaves the average person will end up paying for that.
Oh, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what a tariff is.
Right.
Yes.
Is the tariff isn't paid by the country that you are trying to quote unquote punish. The tariff is paid ultimately by the consumer, because what used to cost you $5 to buy now, if that company has to pay a tariff to get that to the US, and the tariff is $2.50, all of a sudden that item now is $7.50. Well, the guy on this end has to make a profit, so he raises it up a little bit and he charges $10. So ultimately, who ends up paying for the tariff? Is it the country? No, it's the person who needs to make the purchase. So that's the big thing, and it is like a tax. It is like
it is like a tax. Maybe she shouldn't have used. I don't know if she should have called it a tariff or whatever. But anyway, they tried to say that she was incorrect. And there was one other thing too CNN looked into that said she wasn't correct about something. I'm thinking it's too little too late, please. We know what's going on. We know what's going on. We know what Trump has in mind. We know that he's going for the billionaires. Plus, that idiot Elon Musk, he was paying people $1 million a day to get votes from these people.
Well, $1 million per person that registered to vote. $1 million per person. Yeah.
So, the attorney general from, was it Pennsylvania, I think, sued him. And so what Elon Musk's lawyers did is say, oh no, we're going to take this to the federal level without ever, addressing the problem. Yes. And so they're getting away with that.
No, the DOJ is investigating him, and he's getting sued by some state. I can't remember which state.
I think it's Pennsylvania, but
Pennsylvania.
And they're saying cease and desist. You can't do that. That is, it is buying an election, and that's against the law. You can't do that. That's the reason that most bars and places that serve alcohol generally don't start serving alcohol until the earliest of the polls close. And the reason that they do that is so that you can't go into a bar and say, hey, you guys, I'll buy you a drink. Come with me. Go over here and say you want to vote for this guy, right? When they're inebriated.
Elon Musk or the Republicans, somebody is saying that by what he was doing, he's already gained 50,000 votes for Trump out of Pennsylvania. So we'll see.
How much? Wait, though. $50,000 million that Elon has spent? I don't think so.
No,
he wouldn't even pony up for paying that $45 million a day. I think that Elon's full of crap. I think he's not. No, I don't.
No, and the idea was.
That's what I read. I mean, like I said, there is so much misinformation. There's so much BS going on out there, and it's just going to get worse. And
So speaking of misinformation, I was watching Randy Rainbow the other day, who I just absolutely adore, and he was saying that he is subscribed to something called Ground News, and he gave it a big talking up, and so I subscribed to it, and indeed they are really good. Like, I have this article, one of their front page articles on my screen, and when they do an article that has to do with politics, they tell you what percentage of the message is really leaning left and which percentage is leaning right and which percentage of it is in the center. It's really interesting. So this first article says incendiary devices that burned ballot boxes carried free Gaza messages. And then the article's about all of that. And they said that that's 19% to the left, 23% to the right, and 58% in the center. So it's a fairly balanced story. So I thought that was good. And right underneath that is a story that's really left. It's, I can't quite see, but it says, it says 60% left on this story, but the headline says JD Vance declares that he and Trump can win the normal gay guy vote.
Of course.
Oh,
Of course.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? I know.
that is not happening.
And then here's a great one. Now this one's 50% left, and it says the Avengers cast assembles to endorse Harris. Great. We need superheroes supporting Harris. Oh God. I think it's very funny.
Any moment now, I know that there is a man out there who is king of a very, very beautiful little island, and he is just going to be knocking on my door any moment, hence why I'm dressed like this, so that he can say, Marina, let me take you away from all this. You are my queen. Here is my kingdom. Do as you please.
I completely see that for you,
Yes.
Marina. I completely see that for you. In fact, I'm getting chills just thinking.
Oh, good. Good.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
There's lots of stuff. Steve Bannon, Stevie Three Shirts, who just got out of prison, is saying that the mistake that Trump made in 2020 is that he waited too long to declare himself the winner. And that this time around, if it looks like it's leaning his way by about 11 o'clock at night, he should declare victory.
Well, it is going to look that way because the Republicans have pushed this, and they've made sure that their fan base votes early. And so they're going to base it on that, because the early voting will probably look like it's going in Trump's favor because it's Republican. But until all the votes are counted, then that's how I believe it's going to go. It's going to be this rise of Republican votes, and we're all going to be looking around like, oh shit, what is happening? But then it'll start to balance out, and then all of a sudden Democrats come up, because now we're getting the other votes in, the mail-in votes and and the actual votes. But although it looks like, if you see any article on the internet right now, it looks like Trump, boy, he's really doing good. I'm thinking, how could that possibly be? Because it's not. It is just absolutely.
Yeah, if it's too good to be true, it isn't true. Oh, I didn't find anything in ground news about how many people had voted, and when I typed in, how many people have early voted so far, it was a couple of different news outlets, but NBC's was just since 1 o'clock this afternoon Eastern time, and it says more than 59 million Americans have cast their vote already. That's equivalent to about 40% of the total vote in 2020. So, I mean, in it says early voting counts are a slice of the typical count in a presidential election. So, it is significant. And I heard some talking heads this afternoon saying that, traditionally and by most estimates, female voters tend to vote early. And we know what the women are voting for. And also there's this thing on TikTok that is going viral, which is white women voting for Kamala to neutralize their husband's votes for Trump.
Wow.
It's like many people on TikTok, they're doing little dances in their kitchen.
Yes.
They're putting little songs up and little things on it. And they're just like, he doesn't know. Well, now he knows you're on TikTok, but they're saying, that's basically what they're doing, is just saying, I can counteract his vote. And it's like, yeah, you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can. Yeah. And if you look at some of the pictures of, that the news organizations are taking outside of the polling stations. You look at the lineup, and it's predominantly women. Mm-hmm. And you think that women are lining up to vote for Trump?
And young people.
Yes, take my rights away.
Young people. A lot of young people, too. I know. I do mine by mail because I'm a lazy old girl, but, it's it's so convenient to do. But I'm looking at the pictures. Yeah, it's mostly women. It's younger people. They're all wearing really stylish tennis shoes. That's how you know they're young. Uh,
Yes.
you know, no
Yeah,
nurse shoes. It's all just young stuff. But yeah, they're. I mean, I think it's very.
it is. It's very
Wow,
telling.
surging early voting. Oh, we can filter by party registration. So 41% of the early ballots cast were Democrat, 40% were Republicans. That's tight. And 19% are independent or undecided. But that you don't know how many of those Republicans, though, may be voting for Kamala.
Exactly.
You just don't know.
Exactly. Yeah,
Very
that's
interesting.
just it.
Very interesting.
I think that it is going to be surprising, and I honestly, I have I have a feeling that Florida and Texas are going to turn blue.
Those women are mad. They
They
are
are.
mad. Their sisters and mothers and aunts have died because of these stupid effing laws.
Yes.
I'd be furious. I mean, I remember, Cleo, you remember when I was still in high school, the whole abortion thing hadn't been settled. It wasn't until
Yeah.
I think the year before I graduated high school that it got settled. And it was horrible. It was horrible.
Mhm.
Oh
Things
yeah,
that
it was. Because we were that back then. You were talking about back alley abortions and using instruments that killed people, and coat hangers, and I mean, it was just horrible what
Yeah.
they're talking about with the abortions, and and I do remember a couple girls from junior high and high school that went to wherever. I mean, some went to Europe somewhere to get an abortion because
Yeah.
I mean, they were too
Yeah.
young. They just they
Yeah.
had, they made a
Exactly.
mistake,
Yeah.
and they were
Yeah.
too young to have kids. And so, yeah, the main, initially what we went through to try to get this thing straightened out with the abortion was just so many. That was during the, ban the bra or burn the bra
Yes.
or whatever,
Yeah.
Yep.
and all that stuff that was going on. So, yeah, I mean, when it became legalized, I mean, everything just calmed down.
Mhm.
Yes.
People quit dying. People quit having to go to a different country to get an abortion, or go to Mexico or wherever they were going.
Exactly.
And yet it would be a few years later that women were actually given the right to get their own credit cards.
Yes.
That blows my mind. I didn't even know that it was that.
I did, because
close.
when it became legal, I had just been deciding to move out of our parents' home, and I wanted to be able to buy stuff.
Yeah.
And I worked, and that was when debit cards came out and started up. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, man. And I didn't realize at the time that it had just become legal. But I remember the onslaught of advertising that I got, I think in the
Yes.
mail, saying, hey, do you want to get a credit card? Every company. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Cleo, you remember the clothing store? Well, it might have been on the West Coast with you too, Marina. There's a clothing store at J. Jacobs, young women's clothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
yeah.
has a card for J. Jacobs.
J. Jacobs was my first credit card, and Shell Gas was my second one.
Yes. Yeah. And up here, we didn't have J. Jacobs, but we had Susie Shear.
Mhm.
And yes, yeah. You just
Yeah.
if you walked in their door, they were giving you $500 credit. Like go ahead, spin.
Yeah, and in those days there was no such thing as 25% APR.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. It was peanuts. But anyway, I digress. So I found another interesting story, and this is very interesting. This is back on Ground News. Boarded windows return to downtown Portland ahead of Election Day. As Election Day nears, some downtown Portland businesses are taking precautions as they prepare for potential social unrest. I think that's smart.
Mhm.
But Portland was especially brutal in 2020. So I think that's really smart. They don't want to see their beautiful city damaged again.
No, absolutely not. And you know what? I think that we all have to be prepared that there are going to be pockets
Hmm.
where there is going to be violence. It is not going to be on a massive scale. It
No.
is not going to be, like January 6th and all. No, it is going to be a small group of people who are very unhappy with the outcome. And there is nothing that you can say or reason with them to get them to see anything other than their tunnel vision and what they
Yeah.
believe. The
I think
difference is that they're going to be calling for, come on, brothers, come join us. And most of them are going to go, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Yeah,
they're
okay.
not going to go. Yeah, I
No.
do think it's going to be very, very small
Yes.
groups, because think about it. Most of those peanut butter boys and oath creepers are in jail right
In
now
jail.
or awaiting trial. And
Yes,
of the ones who are not, do they want to risk that? No, I
exactly.
don't think they do. And I think that it will be small skirmishes all over the place. I
Yeah,
don't,
Mhm.
I think it's huge all over the place, and I think it's something we really got to be concerned about. Is the poll workers that the Republicans are putting in there, and the poll watchers. Fortunately, up in Washington, they've installed a lot of cameras and stuff, so you won't find any
Yeah.
fraudulent business going on, but it's across the country. I mean, they've been working on this for years of exactly how they were going to screw up the goddamn election, and it's going to be the Republicans doing it. So hopefully, I mean, I'm pretty sure that law enforcement and the DOJ and everybody else is pretty much aware of what's going on underneath
Absolutely.
the scenes, and hopefully they're going to be there to stop this kind of nonsense from happening. But
They
yeah,
will, Cleo, because January 6th was, they might have had some inkling, but really no idea of what was going on.
right.
So they weren't really prepared for it. The Biden administration and the people in place now, they have a plan A, B, C, and D
yeah.
as to so that they're not the first sign of any kind of trouble. They're not going to ask questions. They're just going to go in. And remember, Biden is a king. According to the Supreme Court, he can do whatever he wants.
Hmm.
This is true.
So,
So he can declare martial law.
yes,
I don't think
yes,
he will have to.
No, I
I
don't
don't
think we will either. But
I don't think he
no,
will have to.
Go to bed. It's 9.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
because
Can you guys hear that? It's funny. Okay. It's
I
my
think,
phone telling me to go to bed.
oh,
I have an
you
alarm.
tell me what to do.
No, I have to do it because I'm really bad about staying up too late, but not now. But yeah, I think that there will be skirmishes. I think that there
Yeah.
will be numerous, but small, but really small. Because I mean, I think new militias have cropped up, but I'm hoping that the really well trained military people were in the Oath Creepers and Peanut Butter Boys, and that
Yes,
they kind of shot their wad, as it were, on January 6th, and then these
yes.
new groups are just maybe not as well equipped. But I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. And I know that Steve Bannon is really promoting this again, which is he's such a sicko. He's such
Oh, he is. He is absolutely. I just, yeah, and I was listening to, I think it was MSNBC, and they were doing a little clip, and I can't remember who the guy was, and I actually had to go back and listen to it because I've called Bannon Stevie Three Shirts for quite some time now.
yeah.
Because yeah, and he said something about Steve Bannon Three Shirts, and I went, what is did I say something that made it up? And so I listened to it, and he said Steve Bannon put on 3 shirts and went out.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
but I'm going to take credit for that anyway.
Okay. You got it.
Just because.
Oh,
Just
wow.
because.
This
So
there is an article here in Ground News. This is the same article. It says MAGA zealots are reportedly planning January 6th chaos again, and this was just published 3 hours ago. CNN report unearthed a chilling plan by MAGA supporters to participate in a sequel to the January 6th riots.
Well, and I do see that kind of thing happening because if Trump,
I do too.
especially when he loses, and then we'll know by January 6th that
Mhm.
yeah,
for sure who won, and there's gonna be a problem because Trump didn't spend the last 3.5, 4 years doing what he's doing, campaigning all over the country from the very beginning.
it's rigged.
The White House practically. This is what he's working towards. He's got people working for him all over the country. So there's going to be problems.
Yeah, but the one good thing in this that I can see is that Trump has no local offices set up across the country.
Yeah.
Everything is run out of Mar-a-Lago. So at least from that vantage point, they don't have like a safe place to go and meet. They have to find their own places to do this. But listen to this in this article. There's just two little things I want to read. It says, in an attempt to overturn the certification, blah, 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 after whatever the thing says, their plans include challenging results in court, pressuring lawmakers to block election certification, and encouraging protests, culminating on January 6, 2025, the day Congress will once again certify the results. I have a plan and strategy for every single component of it, Trump ally Ivan Raiklin says in a recording. And then January 6th is going to be pretty fun.
Wow. Well,
Except that everyone knows about January 6th. It's not a surprise. And there are things in place that the minute something starts to go sideways, there is going to be a presence and there are going to be consequences immediately.
I think they're going to be set up even if there isn't going to be anything. I think they're going to be really, really set up to go. I really believe that between the governors associations, the secretaries of state association, the DOJ, and the FBI, I'm sure they have been listening. I mean, this friggin' report is in the news. So of course, all of those entities know about it already. So I just can't imagine that they're sort of like waiting for the call. No, they're geared up and ready to go. They'll probably be pretty much on high alert from today on, or maybe they already are. Because they have to be. They can't wait to respond. They have to be ready to squelch it because they don't want people to get hurt.
What Joan just said and what Book Bewitched just said, that's absolutely true.
Yes.
I mean, right now we're talking about the worst case scenarios with the Republicans because we know they're trouble. Yeah. On the other hand, we should definitely spend equal time talking about what Kamala is doing, what she is talking about, how big her rallies are, how big the support is. You know, now she's got financial support from and I brought this up on last show. And I still can't remember the guy's name. I think he was the mayor in New York or he's very rich. And he's given her $50 million. So has Bill Gates. He talked the other guy into it. So now we're talking $100 million along with the $1 billion that she's already got. She knows what she's doing. She knows that she's offering the American people exactly what they want and what they need, and that they're not getting that at all from the Republican side. They've just got, I don't know what they're thinking other than they've just been on the bandwagon for so long that they're just stuck in it. They're stuck in this loop of Trump, Trump, Trump. It's just, I feel there's just not, although it looks like a lot of people, and I know the polls continually say, 49 to 50%, 51% to 50. I mean, it just gets crazy of how close it comes with the polls. And I'm not buying it. I just am not buying it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I really think that, I think Kamala is going to win it, but I think that Trump is going to tell you in the beginning, "Oh, I won. See,
of course he is. Yeah, of course he is. That's it. That's it. I declare that, this. Yeah. I'm the winner. Well, you know what? He can say whatever he wants.
Well,
It's
he did it. He did
at
with
that
Biden.
point,
He did the
and
same
until every vote is counted, sit down, shut up.
thing.
We'll let you know.
Book Bewitched was asking that we send love and light for all the poll workers and everything.
Yes.
And I was trying to copy and paste the link to the visualization that we did into the chat, but it keeps booting me out. It keeps asking me to join the chat with YouTube, and I keep doing it, and it still won't let me put it in there. So I just want to tell all you guys that if you go to the Cool Crone under live, the date was, what was the date? The date was poll workers,
just a second.
October 9th. It was
Yes.
October 9th. It's called Protecting Our Voters and Poll Workers. You should go and you can do that visualization. You can watch it over and over again. And every time that you do, it will send out protection and healing and white light to everybody involved, the food service people, the hospitality people, the police workers, the EMS workers, the first responders, the people going to vote, the people tending the polls, the people watching, the people counting, everybody involved with it. We're sending out and sending protection. So you should go watch that because that is
Make
really
sure that you do, because it was a great meditation.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I can't put the link in the chat, but it'll be there on my channel. So sorry about that.
That's okay. I'll try to do that here in a minute. I just wanted to say, Gene Kavanaugh said an 18-year-old was arrested in Florida, yielding a machete at a Dem headquarters, possibly a poll with only women and they were elderly, 2 elderly women, and he went in there with the machete. And 18 years old. This is stupidity on steroids. This is, he's going to end up in jail. And the thing is, he's a very handsome looking young man with blonde hair and perfect teeth. So chances are, when he gets to jail, he's going to realize that maybe he shouldn't have done what he did. I'm sure that he thought that it was funny to go in and scare somebody, but you know what? They were on him immediately. Like boom, they were on him. So I do think that
law enforcement is not playing. They're not playing around. They're just saying, no, we're slamming this down. We don't want the drama. We don't want the backlash. We don't want anybody hurt. Just go home. Stay home with your stupid weapons and stuff. And your violence and your temper.
And don't be, he's only 18. He didn't know what he was doing. Well, you know what? This is going to be a hard lesson learned.
Yeah.
It's called, responsibility and accountability, and your actions have consequences. Maybe mommy and daddy didn't teach you that along the way, but somebody's going to explain it to you right now. Let you know what it is.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Cleo.
I was just going to say that I know on this voting stuff that everybody should vote as quick as they can. I've got my ballot all together and stuff, but I am not going to put it in the ballot box until Monday, because I'm just, after the thing that happened in Vancouver, Washington, and then down in Portland, Oregon, where I know it was just one incident where somebody's starting the ballot box on fire.
Yeah.
But I just, I'm too concerned that, ballots are going to get lost or burned or destroyed in some way. So I am waiting until pretty much the last minute. I will do it before Tuesday, but probably not till Monday. So I don't know if other people are feeling like I am and they're hesitant to put their ballots out there. But this could make a big difference, especially on the early voting when they start counting the ballots and you see all these Republicans going, wow, look at, we're winning. And and that the whole idea is this is how it's supposed to happen, so that Trump can look around like, see, we won. Oh no, now they've cheated and they've taken away the votes from me, and that's not at all what's going on. Plus, somebody had said in the last show that we were on that some people saw Kamala Harris getting up to 400 electoral votes, and if that happens, then there won't be any argument. There won't be any discussion. There won't, there's nothing they can do if something like that was to happen. And I'm seeing more and more. It's heading that direction. Let's say it's only 300. That would be plenty. That would be enough.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. There's, I think that there will be some surprises. And like I said, I think that Florida and Texas are going to go blue. And that is going to be, oh my God, what the F just happened, kind of moment for a lot of people.
Right. Well, and I've heard that too about them, about Florida especially. And I just was thinking that would be just wonderful if that's the way it works out. But yeah,
absolutely. Well, I mean, look, what did Trump do at his Madison Square Garden, especially with the people that talked before him, when they were talking about, there's an island out in the Atlantic, and it's just full of garbage and blah blah blah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
that offended an awful lot of people from Puerto Rico.
I was just going to say, yes. I was offended.
Yes,
I couldn't believe that. And Trump afterwards was saying, "Well, who was that guy? I mean, I don't know who the comedians are. I mean, they just get hired. I don't vet it. I mean, it was on the teleprompter.
Yeah,
you would know that he was going to say that. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Well, he just made it up. And JD Vance, I think we have to stop being so sensitive about everything.
Well, what a dipshit.
I think somebody should put a red hot poker up his ass and see how sensitive he is.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and so just said, another tarot reader said today that Oklahoma going blue. Now that would really surprise.
Oh, that would blow everybody's mind. That would be cuckoo. That would be cuckoo bananas. That would be great, though. Yeah. That would be great.
That would be a miracle.
It would be a miracle.
Yeah.
I have always felt that it would be pretty much a landslide, but I didn't want to say that too much because I don't want people to think that it's, I'm
foregone conclusion.
Yeah. I'm PTSD from Hillary. I mean,
yes.
I don't want that to sway people and make them think, well, I don't have to vote, or, oh God, it's getting too late. I can't vote now. And I don't think Hillary wants anybody to do that either. So, but I think when all is said and done, I think it will be a landslide. And I do think Kamala, if she doesn't make 400 electoral votes, she'll be damn close. You know, I think.
I felt all along, I've been told all along from Spirit that it will be a landslide. And then when I read stuff, I run back and I'm talking to Spirit going, okay, now explain this to me. And they're going, forget about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Are you Spirits from Brooklyn? Are they saying literally forget about it?
Some of the guys are. They just forget about it. And they must be.
Yes.
It just cracked me up. And I said, what about all this stuff? And they said, Cleo, stop worrying so much. We have told you over and over again that this is the way it's going to go. It's going to be Kamala. They told me Kamala before Kamala ever was on the ballot.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, and they also predicted landslides from the very beginning. So.
Yeah, but did they mean like real landslides, like in Earth landslides?
That's the kind of questions I asked them because, again, it's just like with Hillary. I thought I wasn't in the same mindset during Hillary. I wasn't asking my spirit guides about it. But, it was the same kind of thing. I'm thinking, well, yeah, she got the popular vote. She got the most votes, but still she wasn't president. And I said, is this the kind of thing you guys are talking about now? And they said, no, this is not it. This is they said it's Kamala's destiny to be the next
It
president.
really is. It
Yes.
really is. She has so much good stuff in her astrology for this,
Yes.
and it really is. It shows it really is her destiny to do this. She's just the perfect uh, delta of everything that needs to happen to be this person that can appeal to so many people and to help so many people and to be strong enough to get all this stuff done. It's just amazing. But I was just looking here because I think that where's Uranus here? End of, oh, okay, that's good. So that's like a trine there and that's like a square there. Okay. So well, that's not too bad. I'm looking for weather patterns. I'm looking to see if there's going to be some bad weather because I've heard a few people say, don't put off voting until the day of election because there's going to be terrible weather. But
You know,
that might
I
just be,
heard that also, that the weather is affecting people's ability to vote.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And Inauguration Day is January 20th, 2025, which is Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's kind of divine, divinely inspired. And Rose Blue says her name means lotus.
I love this.
Yeah, leader of the United States.
Wow, I didn't know
I
that.
love that. Instead of calling her POTUS, they should call her Lotus.
Lotus. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, she is. She's the right person for the job, and she's in the right place. And let me tell you, I've been I'm reading the book War by Bob Woodward, and Kamala comes across in that book as very much the balanced person who knows how to get her point across without needing to be threatening. Just all right. And the section that I'm in right now is them dealing with the Russian invasion of the Ukraine, and some of the people that she talked to beforehand and said, okay, I'm just giving you the heads up. What you do with it is up to you. However, next time you want to make the phone call and say, I need help, I'm going to remind you that we had this conversation.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Well,
Yes.
Kamala's delivery and her common sense and her intelligence and all the things combined that make her who she is and what she's trying to do, it's remarkable. Because I'm thinking, why haven't we seen more of this in the first place? Like some common sense stuff. However, Biden did a whole bunch of stuff, but in Biden's mind, he's always concerned about Trump. So he's trying to do as much as he could. He did a lot of good stuff. And I just, people are still saying that that they didn't like what he did. I'm thinking, what didn't you like? That he brought the country out of a pandemic, that he gave you some money to get by until the pandemic could settle down, that he made sure that we got a vaccine, that he raised the unemployment and down to the lowest it's been since the 60s, that they're working on inflation. I mean, I just don't know what it is that Biden has done that they can blame him for so much. I don't know what they're talking about. But
that's their magical thinking. That's just their magical thinking and their cult-like, obedience to the orange guy. But somebody put in a comment here, and I really wanted to talk about this. Who's going to swear in Kamala?
Oh,
I wonder if she has a choice, because the Supreme Court is so lousy right now. If I were Kamala, I wouldn't want to be sworn in by John Roberts.
Oh God, no!
I would be offended. But Ketanji Brown Jackson, she even mentioned her in one of her speeches about something. I can't remember what the reference was, but I'm thinking, she would be the one
absolutely
to swear her in. That would be fitting.
Absolutely, it would.
And so I'm wondering, does she have a choice? I'm Googling.
Okay, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Who swore in Biden? Who swore in Trump?
Roberts.
Oh, okay.
Both of
So it's
them.
always the Supreme Court people.
Well, it's usually the Chief Justice.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Well, and a lot. Let me throw this out there. Just you can ponder it. We don't know that Roberts is going to be around on January 20th.
Isn't that the truth?
I'm sorry, I was reading the thing. What'd you say?
I said we don't know that Roberts is going to be around on January 20th.
Oh, good one.
Right?
Yeah.
Because when she wins, you know that there's going to be people on the Supreme Court that are all of a sudden going to decide that they need to spend more time with their family, and they've given as much to their country as they can, blah 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 blah. Roberts is among them.
I love what Rose Blue said over here. She said 45 is like a bad STD, hard to make it stay gone.
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes.
I know everybody gave me shit about it, but doesn't it look now like he actually does have syphilis and it's eating his brain?
He does not look well at all. He doesn't look well.
Did you see him trying to get into that garbage truck? First of all, he's going for the door. He can't grab the door. And then when he does, he gets on the step. And at one point, the people that were behind him, I thought, oh my God, they're going to have to push his ass up into the seat because he didn't have the strength to really pull himself up.
And they're saying that perhaps he has had a series of small strokes because his left leg and his left side are just extremely weak. And he bobbles when he walks, he bumps into things, he kind of lists to one side. And he had a hard time getting into that truck. I was surprised he even tried to do it.
Yep.
But
yes, he did.
Used 2 bottles.
And an STD with post-political depression. Yes. And speaking of Trump, I read an article that was written within the last day or two about the spouses of the Republican candidates. So it was an article about Melania Trump and Usha Vance, and how they are really no different than their husbands. That they and I mean, this isn't anything new, I don't think, to any of us, in that we've seen Melania over the years. Melania is just like Donald. She cares about Melania and nobody else. Mm-hmm. And she couldn't give 2 hoots about what happened to, if your rights are taken away, she can go wherever she wants. Her rights are secure. She can't get an abortion. Oh, she's probably going through menopause if she hasn't already gone through menopause. It's no skin off her nose. Usha Vance, now here's someone who's educated, who's the daughter of an immigrant, who Vance has in an interview said that they are her children, that Usha has 3 children.
I've noticed that.
And it's like, really, how do you square that with this? This is a woman that apparently you loved and you married. And then it occurred to me that maybe what he meant by, they are her children, if the rumors are true, and entertainment purposes only, what do I know? If he is gay, maybe it was artificial insemination, and as far as he's concerned, he really didn't contribute to those children, so they are her children, not really his.
I would believe that.
Yeah, both of them are very transactional. Both of them are willing to do whatever it takes, and if it means that they need to sacrifice their principles, yeah, okay, I can do that. Absolutely. What do you want me to do? So yeah, there isn't there's not a whole lot there with those people.
I don't see him having much of a political future anyway. And I don't think we're
No,
going to see too much more of him. I
no.
mean, he came out of the blue and then nobody liked him. That hasn't changed. People still don't like him. They don't think that he knows what he's really talking about, and that he's just, that he's been bought and paid for and set into the position that he's in.
Yeah.
And I think after the election's over, after Kamala gets it, and it's her and Tim Walz, that Vance is going to be just on his way out. He's going to be.
He's still a senator. He didn't give up his seat. So he was only sworn into his Senate seat on January 3rd, 2023, and those are 6-year seats. So he'll have to go back to the Senate unless he decides.
He will go back to the Senate, but he does, nobody's going to be looking around like, well, what does Vance have to say about it?
No.
Come January, Vance, where's he a senator in? What state?
Ohio, where all those Haitian people are eating cats and dogs.
Yeah, so that's right. So he'll just continue to be a senator, but nobody's looking to him for some kind of an answer. It'll be interesting to see, though. He stands by Trump the entire way. He agrees that the 2020 election was stolen, and they've got hundreds of more Republicans, politicians that support Trump in this, and it's just ridiculous. That they based everything that they're doing for the last 4 years almost on the 2020 election, and that it was stolen from them. I mean, it's just, I can't believe that this is how this has created such chaos, and it's just stupid.
It is. Yeah, we're not going back.
I'm really looking forward to Kamala taking over the helm and taking over the White House, and
absolutely,
Madam
taking over the court.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I found the answer to that question. They don't have to have the Chief Justice swear them in. Lyndon Johnson had a judge from, I don't even think a federal judge from Texas, but had a judge from Texas. Maybe it was a federal judge, but a Texas judge swear him in. And so she could say, no, I want Brown Jackson, or she could say she wanted somebody that she's known who's a judge. I mean, she's been in the law for all of her career, so she probably knows plenty of judges.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, she could have Tanya Chutkan swear her in if she wanted to.
Absolutely.
That would be a hoot, wouldn't it? And Tanya's going to swear me in. John, you don't have to worry about it. Go make another deal in the back room.
Yeah. Totally.
No need to dry clean your robes on my account.
Yeah. I think that would be absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. And, as far as JD Vance goes, he does serve a purpose, because if Melania or Usha ever run out of eyeliner, he's sure to have some.
Exactly. Or at least have a good source to it, just in case. Yeah. I think he is going to become so irrelevant.
And irrelevant. And as all of this stuff starts to be unearthed and people start, paying their dues.
Yes.
We're probably going to find out more about this insipid excuse for a human being than we ever wanted to know.
Yes.
And we're probably going to find out, how many crimes he has committed, because all of those Republicans have committed crimes. That's what binds them together.
Well, that's what keeps them perpetuating the lies, because they have to have.
They have to
pardon them. But that's not going to happen. No. This is going to get settled in 2025. This is going to get settled. People are going to be, they're going to have to answer for what they've done, and they're not going to get out of it.
They will.
That is the reason that they will. That's why him losing is going to be so dangerous also.
Yes, it is going to be dangerous.
Because there's so many people that are going to get in trouble, big trouble.
Can you imagine the senators, the Republican senators? That's going to be scary. Ooh, that's going to be scary.
It is. And you know what? I'm willing to bet you that an awful lot of them, Lindsey Graham, for one, he's going to say, well, I tried to warn you people and you didn't listen to me. So, I pretended to go along so that I could figure out what was going on and, give the other side the heads up. That's what I was doing. And then some of the other ones are just going to be like, oh, I had no idea, feign ignorance, feign stupidity.
They'll
Oh
say
my
they believe
God.
the lie. They'll say
Yeah.
they believe the lie, and so they think that's going to be their excuse. That's not going to work because
No.
there's been too many courts that proved that it was not stolen. It was not fraudulent. There was no interference. That Biden truly won, and that now Kamala Harris truly won.
Yeah. But the thing is that I think that what Jack Smith's going to nail them all on is something quite concrete, illegal, quite concrete, and I think their denials and cover up of that and trying to defend themselves against that is going to result in exposing the whole Pandora's box of what each one of them has done. And I think it's just going to be like Jack Smith's going to be like, holy crap, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life because there's just going to be so much to prosecute.
Yeah.
Well, and because
exactly.
he's going to get Trump for treason.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is going to be found guilty of treason.
Yeah.
And, all the people that supported him, look out, you're in trouble.
And do you think Trump will be tried even if he leaves the country?
Yes.
Will they just try him in absentia?
Yes, absolutely.
He's going to have a real hard time leaving the country.
But I think he's going to try real hard.
He is.
He's got all the Secret Service. Now, can the Secret Service say, oh, he wanted to go, so we went with them?
He could lie to them and say that he's going to a golf thing in Saudi Arabia and then have somebody in Saudi Arabia just dismiss his Secret Service.
One thing I picked up on a few, I think it's been within the last month, is that the Secret Service is talking to somebody else to say what is going on when they are in Trump's presence.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
They know what, they know that because Trump is showing signs of a completely crazy person. So they're watching it really close. And I think that some of those Secret Service guys are, they know that Trump's trying not let them know. But no, they know what's going on, and they are reporting this to somebody. So I think,
they're not about to put their careers and their pensions and their lives, on the line for a loser like Trump. Like,
do you see something maybe where Mr. Nauta and that other guy helps Trump get scuttled out of there in a big steamer trunk or something, and just absconded out of the country or something?
Those kind of people were definitely trying to do, if that's what Trump wants to do. I also think Trump might be getting sick with something, and he might not physically be able to.
Oh, that could be the excuse for his illness. He needs to go to another country for some very special treatment. That could be a way to get out of the country.
Maybe.
Now,
I just want him out of the country. I just want him to leave.
Yeah,
I really do. The stench from I can smell it from Mar-a-Lago, and I'm in New Jersey. The stench of that guy is ridiculous. Have you watched Midas Touch today? Oh my God, Ben Meiselas had a whole thing about his defecating on himself.
Wow.
All the while that he's doing rallies and doing interviews and talking to people and standing up with, very high up other politicians and stuff. And he's just sitting there basically shatting himself. It's just like, are you kidding me?
He's pooping his pants?
Yes.
Oh God.
Like not just like, remember when he came to New York and he did the court and they had it on tape where he had farted, right? Flatulence, right? And they had the one with Dianne Feinstein where she was next to him and she was like, like looking away. Well, now it's not just like one time during the thing. Now it's like every 5-10 minutes. So not only is he having, complete lack of control of his bowels, but it's just like a continuous thing. So that's awful. I mean, this guy, he can't run anything. He can't run Romper Room. He cannot
But
be
I
the
tell you,
president.
these last few weeks, they have really been pumping him full of the B12 and the oxygen and the
Obviously,
whatever, because he's not looking very good, but he's acting okay. So, I mean, they're doing everything they can to keep him on his feet, but he physically just doesn't look good. I don't know if it's because he's sick or because he's getting older or whatever, but yeah,
Syphilis.
I feel that he is going to, and I know, Colleen, you've predicted of this since last
Syphilis.
year. What's that?
Syphilis.
Syphilis.
There's something really nasty going on in that guy. Something really nasty, and syphilis makes you go insane. So now other STDs don't do that. You might go blind, but you don't go insane. Syphilis eats your brain, and I think that he's got. And I know people are saying, "Oh, but he's been seen by the finest doctors." Has he?
Has
Are
he?
we saying that Dr. Ronnie is a fine doctor? Are we saying that kook that he used to go see in Queens with the blonde hair,
Bernstein,
the long version of his hair, was he a great doctor? The guy who kept
he has been going to the presidential doctors. Where is that? Where they
picked the goddamn presidential doctors. Just because they call it presidential doesn't mean that these are qualified people.
I'm talking about what is the place where every
Walter Reed?
Walter Reed, yes.
You better believe he does not let them touch him in certain ways. He only goes there under duress. Don't you remember the COVID thing? Yeah. Oh my God. He insisted that he get all pumped full of the resveratrol or whatever the hell it was so that he could leave. And then he forced the Secret Service to drive him around. So he exposed the Secret Service to his very highly contagious stage of COVID and drove around waving at people. He was delirious. He was probably running a goddamn fever. I mean, the man is insane. He is insane. He has been insane for a very, very long time. Oh my God, Marina, I'm so sorry. YouTube's going to yank this video. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Entertainment purposes only. Hey,
but I just can't stand it. I can't stand it because it's so obvious that he's got these physical illnesses that are causing him mental breakdown. And I mean, the man his synapses are not firing. They're kind of like, they're probably coming out of his ass, Okay, I'm done with my rant.
I remember several months back, I did a show with Celtic Tarot Sheila, and we did some remote viewing, and it's something that I hadn't done before. And at that time, I was saying what I was seeing, and she was picking showing cards and how they related. Anyway, and towards the end, what I was seeing was a courtroom, and I was looking at it from like behind the judge, looking this way, and there was a lot of lawyers, people in the room. Obviously, some on one side, some on the other side, and the side that was on the left were being a little quiet and kind of whispering, and the ones that were on the right were just kind of standing, waiting for something to happen. And as this was going on, the side door on the right opened, and in walked Trump, and he was in like a blue prison garb with his hands in cuffs behind him. And I heard, he tried to flee and the Secret Service turned him in.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Wow.
I think that's absolutely correct. I think that is going to happen.
Yeah.
And Colleen has been talking about this craziness that's going to happen to Trump. That back in a year ago where I was just like, oh, that you can't. I don't know if that's going to happen. Now I changed my mind. I think Colleen's right on. I think Maria is right on. I mean, things are happening here, and he just, we'll just
Yeah.
Certain things that I have predicted, most people just think I'm batshit crazy, but they're so far out in the future.
Yes.
That all the checkers and chess pieces have to line up so that it can happen.
Exactly.
Even Arthur has been saying, well, you have to be breathing to be president, right? And he too,
Right.
for the longest time, has been saying, I don't really see him being around much on the election day. And I don't know about that. I don't.
But I have that same thing. I get that vacant thing about the election, and I'm just like, I don't know what it means.
Maybe that's the day he leaves and they drag him back.
Maybe
because he doesn't want the humiliation of losing.
No.
Could you?
No, because that to him, I mean, they are going to have a very, very good sense of where things stand next Monday evening and into Tuesday morning. They're going to have a sense of how bad this loss is going to be, and obviously they're going to have to prepare him and tell him and whatnot. And yeah, I can absolutely see him saying, I'm not doing this. Forget it. I don't need this.
Yeah.
And go somewhere else, be in another country and say, well, I had to leave because you know what? They tried to kill me 3 times.
Yeah.
Right?
That's another reason. Yeah. I think some of it might have to do with him claiming that he is needs a medical procedure of some kind.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to build me a new sphincter. They're going to build me a new intestinal tract. They can do it in Bolivia, so I'm going there. Yeah, so, and it just happened to be some country run by one of his, buddies,
one of his friends, who really, once. I mean, he thinks he's a very powerful person. He's not. If he doesn't win the presidency, he's a nobody. He's got nothing to offer anyone except
no money,
nothing except when they say, no, come on over. Yeah, you can come to my country, and welcome him and say, oh, Donald, it is wonderful to have you here. Okay, have a seat. And then call Kamala and say, yeah, we got him. He's here. And, before we start getting whatever secrets he might have left, or, you can have him back for X million dollars. And I hope that she's smart enough and says, nah, keep him. Yeah.
Well, we're getting near the end here. I just want to bring up the more positive stuff of Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. They are going to change the political climate in a way that we could only dream of, and it's going to be wonderful. It's terrible the way it's gone for the last almost 10 years now, but I think that Kamala is the one that's going to really change people's lives and change their minds and get them to understand that we have been under an illusion with Donald Trump that is based on nothing but lies. And she's going to have to correct that. And I think she's the one to do it. I can't wait for Tuesday. I can't wait to see where that electoral vote goes to, because that is it right there. And, as soon as Trump thinks that it really doesn't matter how the vote works out, he's still going to come out and say he's the winner. Don't worry about it. We know it's BS. Give it all time for all the votes to come in, and it'll be Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Just make sure, vote blue up and down the ticket. Do not get complacent. Don't get discouraged if you hear on the news that Trump is 30 points ahead. Don't get complacent if you hear that Kamala is 30 points ahead. Do your duty, go out there and vote, and look at the last 10 years as being a very difficult civics lesson.
Good.
This is what happens when you become complacent and when you sit back and say, you know what? Politicians are all crooks. One is the same as the other, because that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true. They're not all. You have to be, you have to use your discernment. You have to be informed. You have to look at more than one source for your news.
Mm-hmm.
So go out there, make sure that you vote. I will see you guys on Tuesday. I will be on at 7 p.m. with David from Terror by the Bay and Gary of Twin Tarot. It's a regularly scheduled Taco Tuesdays. It just happens to fall on election night. So
Oh, wow.
that,
That's nice.
that worked out beautifully.
That's nice.
And Cleo, Colleen, thank you for doing this with me. I really
pleasure.
appreciate it. Lovely to have you back.
Yes,
Colleen.
thank you. Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And yeah, love and light to each and every one of you. Keep your spirits high. Keep your spirits high.
Yes.
All of this is going to work out.
It sure is.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Take care. We'll see you later.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.